Hi, welcome back to Basement Backgammon. In this episode, we're going to be looking at a set of 1.5-inch Arthur Popper checkers and an Arthur Popper cube, probably dating from the late 1930s, that I bought while I was on vacation, on my way to vacation, this past Monday. I left August 11th. I bought these August 11th, 2025, in Falls River, Massachusetts, from a seller on Facebook Marketplace. It took a little bit to convince my wife that I was going to stop. We take 2 cars normally when we go on vacation because we have 3 kids, and it's a hassle, let's just say, to have all 3 kids in the same car. So we take 2 different cars, we split the kids up, makes the trip easier. And I took my daughter, and we stopped in Falls River and bought this on the way over to our vacation. It was a very quick transaction. I met this woman in a McDonald's parking lot. She handed me a bag of this stuff. I handed her money, and that was it. So let's talk a little bit about these. These are standard Arthur Popper checkers. I've seen enough of them to know what Arthur Popper checkers look like. These would be made of most likely Catalan. These would be late 30s. And these would be put into an Arthur Popper board. Unfortunately, one of the greens is missing. This is nice deep green. And the green is a rare color. I see a red and yellow quite a bit in the Arthur Popper boards. Not as many greens. I've seen a lot of these cubes, so the cube would match the board. It's got green lettering and yellow coloring to match the green and yellow of the checkers. And I'm sure the board probably had yellow and green points on it as well. Maybe I have one in my collection. I'll have to look at it and see if I can add these checkers to it. But the interesting thing about some of the Arthur Popper cubes from that time period is you'll notice that the numbers were stamped into the plastic rather than being engraved. So what would happen is while this was being molded and the plastic was still hot, they would stamp the plastic, and then they would fill in the grooves with paint after the fact, which is what happened here. And they use the same stamps on most of the cubes. So this is a 1-inch cube. It's a good sized cube. They use the same stamps on the 3/4-inch cube. So you'll see the stamp on the 3/4-inch cube. The stamp takes up most of the face, whereas there's a little bit of space on the top and bottom of the number here. But they use the same stamps on the smaller cube, the 3/4-inch cube, which is why on the stamped 3/4-inch cube, it takes up most of the face. You could also see the numbering pattern, 2, 4, 8, 16 going across the faces rather than being opposite each other. And this is indicative also of an early cube from the 1930s. What Albert Stegg at the New England Backgammon Club calls the 1930 pattern. So I got this whole set for $150. I think I did fairly well. The checkers themselves are not extraordinary. They will look nice once they are polished up. I do wish I had an additional green. I may have to go look for it. It's going to be one of those things where you keep searching eBay until someone sells one, and then you pounce on it and you pay $25 for one checker just to complete your set. One of the things also about these checkers I want to show you is that 2 of the checkers, if I zoom in, have cracks in them. So this is not a flaw. Whoops, I just dropped one. It's probably how it got the crack. Hang on. I reach down and get it. There it is. Good. So how did it get a crack on the side? Look at that. And you could feel the crack there. How did it get the crack on the side? Well, it's possible that it was sitting upright in the tray and something fell on it. Something heavy would have had to have fallen on these, because I've dropped checkers before onto concrete floors with absolutely no problem. You wouldn't get a crack like this. My guess is that something super heavy and metallic and, metal, piece of steel or a weight or something fell on these, and it cracked it perfectly, and it cracked both of them exactly the same space. So my feeling is they were in the tray like this, and something just boop, cracked on it, and you can see it on both sides. The same exact crack on both sides, almost the same crack on both sides. So that's a unfortunate little piece of history for these checkers. I will be on the lookout for an additional one here. And that's it for now. So Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe for more content. I have 4 other sets of checkers that I purchased while I was on vacation. I didn't purchase it from somebody face to face. I did online purchases, and they are coming to my home. They'll be home this week. I have 2 37 millimeter checkers, and I've got 2 50 millimeter checker sets also coming. So those are going to be fun videos. I will see you guys later. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.